L1 the philosopher here, Lank. I'm here to talk about the 2010s. You know, the rise of the superhero movies. Netflix creating their own content like House of Cards and Orange is the New Black. The Harlem Shake. Well, not what I will call the Harlem Shake. It's what 2010s would call the Harlem Shake. Because, you know, let's keep it real. This is the Harlem Shake. I don't know what this is, but that's what they called it. They called it the Harlem Shake. LeBron James playing with Miami Heat, or playing with Cleveland, or playing for the Lakers. You know what? LeBron James in the finals. 2010s. Welcome to the streaming era of anime. First in the West, we had the Sanju era. Then we had the Tanami boom. Then what followed that was the internet renaissance. But now we here, the streaming era. This is where anime became big business. Streaming around the world. Everything was booming, man. So I want to talk about what is my 10 favorite pieces of art that came out of this time frame. I've been talking long enough, so I actually talk about the list. Let's start it. At number 10, I got Your Lie in April, 2014. I didn't know I was going to put it at my number 10, but it made it. So let's talk about it. This anime brings the tears. I mean, our protagonist is a young man who's a genius at the piano practitioner, man. At a young age, like at 4 years old, 5 years old, this man's skills is on 1,000. He is the robot. He is the machine. His fundamentals is on Tim Duncan. But something happens. His ear, he loses the sound. He doesn't see the notes. He drowns inside of him. He loses his passion. And the show will fast forward a couple years while I'm in middle school. And you see him living his life without the love of the piano. Then you see this young girl that he magically pops up, but we find out why she pops up, who plays the violin. When she plays, you see color, you see vibrant things happening, compared to him when he sees nothing but gray. His life is gray, his darkness is cloudy, but she brings the sunshine to that. And she wants to play music with this person. She knows how great he is, and the show does a good job of showing other side characters who also rely on him being great. They all got aspired at a young age or wanted to beat him. Now we know how that is when you have that rival, that competitiveness, that you're going to push yourself further because you see somebody do something that you didn't even know was a goal. So now you got to pass that. This show is sad. It's a lot of pain in it, a lot of abuse, a lot of darkness. There's also a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and a lot of you're not your past. You can change your future if you just listen to the notes. Let's talk about the next anime. Next anime, number 9. My Hero Academia, man. 2016. Bones Inc. This anime is always special because I don't know why it's special. This anime works because I don't know why it works. What I mean by that is, if you listen to anybody who has any respect online in this anime community, they would tell you that it's nothing special about the show. They follow everything by the T. If you have to guess what's going to happen next, you probably can. Right? It's a zero turned into hero, and we're seeing his journey becoming number 1. There's nothing special about it, but yet it does everything right. I can't stop watching it. Watching young Deku to see what's going to happen in the future. Well, we know what's going to happen because he's telling you what's happening. He's narrating it. This is how he became the number 1 hero. It's unique. Well, I'll take that back. I don't know why I said that. It's not unique, but it works. That's why it's in my top 10. Now, I do think people have it higher on their list because I do think this anime is this generation's version of the Dragon Ball Z, of the Naruto. So I think that's what it represents for this generation. But it came in at my number 9. So let's talk about the next anime. At number 8, Agresco, 2016. You know, the older you get, you tend to like different things. And Agresco is something I think I wouldn't have cared for when I was younger, but being in the workplace for how long I have and dealing with people, co-workers and businesses, this show just hits home and it's just hilarious, man. Seeing Agresco on her everyday life in the office of how she lives. I guess you could say this is an anime version of the show The Office, but I love that everybody's in animal format, but they're humanized and their animal, their animal appearance represents their personality traits. So having like the boss being a chauvinist pig, but the boss is actually a pig, I think it's hilarious. And I really think it showcases what people go through every day at work. I think you don't even have to work in the office to understand what they're talking about. It's just work in general. And it was relatable and it was funny. Even when they talk about relationships, I understood what they was doing. And that's why I hit my number 8. At number 7, we have our first film, Wolf Children, from my favorite director of the 2010s, Mura Hosoda. This movie is his 3rd film he made. I guess you could say 4th. Well, 5th actually. He did a Digimon movie, and I believe he did a One Piece movie. But for his own vision, this is the 3rd movie he directed. In every film, he was learning something from each one to make it better. And there's no exceptions. For a lot of people, this will be his best work. I have one higher than this for personal reasons, and I will get to it when I get to it on the list. But this movie, special. The connection between a mother and her child, between a man and a woman when it comes to love, and loving for somebody for who they are. This movie has that. It breaks down a slice of life in a different way before it comes to a single parent that I never even thought about. It's the beauty of anime. They could take certain ideas and they could just make it work, and definitely a film format. If you need to watch something that's touching to the heart, that's a little sad, but it's about finding yourself and believing in yourself no matter what the world think you should do in your situation. This is the movie for you, man. It's just great to see somebody who on a journey and do the total opposite you think they would do, and the other person doing the same thing. Just shows you never know how life works. But that's why Wolf Children is ranked so high. Let's get into the next one. So my number 6 is another film from the same director. It's Summer Wars. It's the movie right before Wolf Children. Now the reason why I have it ranked a little higher is because where I was at in my anime journey at the time. It was after Full Metal Alchemist, and I needed something else to watch. A lot of things wasn't catching my eye. It was this anime named Journey that was really good, but it was nothing that really was catching me. I'm working a lot of hours. I'm doing music on the side. I'm just very busy, so I don't have time for that much anime. And I somehow stumbled on this movie, Summer Wars, and it brought my anime aesthetic back. It made me jump back into the culture, and that's why I always hold it so high. We have the movie's about a young man who, it's hard to say it, you gotta watch it, but who doesn't have strong family, right? And he gets put in a situation from this girl, it's always a lady, right? That he around her family, and just a traumatic event happens, and he's there to help, and he sees their family dynamic, and it shows the importance of family. I mean, in the movie, it was one of the best quotes I ever heard in a movie about family. How, the worst things in this world is to be lonely and to be hungry. And I want to say, thanks to y'all, I never felt that pain. Now, of course, I'm paraphrasing, but man, that hit my emotions, man, because I wanted that. I wanted that family love like that. So that movie gave me a piece of that watching it. And that's why I always personally rank it as high as I do. It's my favorite pieces of art. But I would like to know where y'all rank this movie at when it comes to movies that came out around this time. But let's get into the next show. Now, I don't even know why I said show, because number 5 is the movie too. I know, guys, I know. But man, this was the era of the movies for me, man. And it's this little film, came out 2016. They always get compared to another movie that came out around the same time. But it's a silent voice. Well, I talked before about certain stories that anime in this medium could tell that we don't even think about. This is the top of that. Following a young deaf girl and basically her bullies, and to see what happens in the aftermath of the bullying when the bully's now being bullied. He grows up and it was high school and he doesn't like to be around people. He wants to actually commit suicide and leave this earth. And he's trying to make things right before he do that. And he runs back into where trying to make it right. And the friendship bonds from there. And you see the trials and tribulations of how does he forgive himself? How does he not make her feel the same pain she felt before? How does she protect her? But then how does he protect himself too? Because he's been victimized too, based on victimizing her. Hurt people. You know what I mean? It's an important movie to watch. If anybody wants to reach the next level of anime, this is one of the movies I believe is the next level. Solid voice. So please, tune in. At my number 4, we have Attack on Titan. It's time to talk, man. This is a heavy hitter. Attack on Titan, 2013, man. Come on, I remember that time. I'm from Philly, man. I'm from the hard part. I'm from the north side, And when this anime dropped, it felt like it melted the internet. Everybody was going crazy over it. They was putting it up there with the GOATs. I'm like, hold on, man. Y'all gotta chill. Y'all can't be throwing the anime up there with the GOATs for one season, bro. You can't just win one championship and then you could be mentioned with Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, bro. You gotta win like 3 of them things, you know what I mean? But it was heavy. It dominated. Now, they took a couple years really to make season 2, and the fan base kind of wore it off a bit. And everybody really liked season 2. Was too much dialogue and not enough action. But season 3 started picking things up and they going into season 4. This show was great writing, though. It's so good now, right? And how the main character, like Eren Yeager, right? How I didn't like him in the beginning, but now he's somebody I understands. Feel like it makes sense for the world that he's in for him to act the way he act. You don't get that a lot with shonen characters, man. This is genius writing. And then how much they change the show, how much more information they gives you. They're gonna make you look at the show different when you rewatch it. Then when you do rewatch it, things starting to make more sense of why certain things happen the way they happen. You're like, this is genius. Genius. This is one of the best shows of all time. I mean, they always can fumble the bag. They could drop the ball if they say the season is over, then 3 years later we want to make another season for some reason, or we want to create a movie that changed the ending. They could do things, but currently, right now, is one of the greatest animes of all time, and that's why it's so high on my list, man. Let's talk about the next anime. All right, at number 3, I didn't really know what to say about this one. This is going to just be short, but it's Hunter x Hunter. One of the best shonen you've seen, one of the best shonen characters. Gong is the man, Killua's the man. The show was great. All the side characters great. You want to watch something fun that really show people like mixing, throwing them hands, good fights. They got a good scaling system when it comes to why people are strong what they are, and a good fighting system with the whole nin and things like that. I think the show was just great. That's why it ranks so high, man. I want to say more about it, but it's just great, and go and watch it if you have it for some weird reason. Even watch the 99 version. There's some good stuff in there, some good animation, some stuff is a little more deeper in that version. Definitely with the stuff with Kite in the beginning of the show, so for near the tail end, I think is unique. But watch both of them, man. But let's talk about the next anime. At my number 2 is Steins Gate, man. Steins Gate. This is another one that I like so much that I don't even know what to say. It's a show about time traveling. You know, a little Marty McFly action, you know, little butterfly effect. Little, what's it called? Hot tub time machine, whatever it was. It's a time travel show. Uniquely how they do their time travel. They can't physically time travel, say time travel messages to change the future that's going to happen. And the main character, he can remember each timeline that he was in, right? That he affected, so he knows what happened before, but everybody else doesn't. And it shows how something little could change the past, and they trying to change it for the better. And really, is it for the better? Is it better just for you and your people? Or can you really save it overall? And which one's more important? If you fix what's going to happen in the future, but somebody closer to you will have to go, what would you do? I think they answer these questions uniquely. That's why it's my number 2 and ranks so high. Please, if you haven't watched Steins Gate for some weird reason, again, go to your microwave, put a banana in, and send yourself a message for you to watch this show. Let's talk about the next anime, man. Number 1. Honestly, before we have to get into the number 1, I'm tripping. We got to bring up some honorable mentions, man. We got to get some nuggets of appreciation to some anime that was dominating. I just don't think it was just in my top 10. But like Beastars, bro, fire. Shout out to you. Sword Art Online, well, I keep it real. Not the whole Sword Art Online, but season 1. You know what? I'm going to keep it more real. Not even the whole season 1. The first half of Sword Art Online, I think is fire and some of the best anime I ever seen. And then it goes on and I'm like, I don't know what's really happening here. But still, nugget appreciation to you, sir. We're going to give some love to Violet Evergarden. Beautiful. I love that anime. One of the best at the time, man. Rock with you. Let's give something that was going to be my number 10 that probably is going to be on a lot of y'all lists. But Angel Beats, man. Angel Beats. I was like, man, Angel Beats made me cry too, bro. I mean, I didn't cry because, you know, I'm a thug. So, like, I cry internally. That's probably worse than regular crying. But still, grown man, bro. I can't be out here crying in the streets. But Angel Beats was heavy. All right, now let's get into the number 1. It is Your Name, man. Come on. The animation, come on, bro. Dropped 2016. It gets compared to a lot to Silent Voice, right? And the only thing I want to say about these two movies, they both great. One is Prince, one is Michael Jackson. You know, I believe Silent Voice is Prince. It does a lot, hit a lot of notes. It does more things, right? But Your Name is Michael Jackson. It hits a little harder because it feels different, and it's more universal. More people will like it, to like grandmoms to babies can sit there and watch it together, right? That's how I look at it. Your Name, to me, is a genius movie. One of the best, arguably the best anime movie I've ever seen. It's so beautiful. The only movies that look more beautiful is the movies that's created by the same director later in life. So because always his next movie is the best looking movie. So he's goated in that. He has the craziest visuals. His movies look more real life than real life. I'm like, bro, how does Joan look realer than real life? It doesn't make any sense. But the story is about two young teens who somehow do a body swap every now and then and don't know why. And that's just an easy Freaky Friday scenario, but man, watching it, they go different with it, and they throw some twist in there that if you some reason again never seen it, I ain't telling you, bro, but that twist is crazy, man. And it's just different scenes in there that hit you to your heart, like that one scene when they finally get to meet up. You know what I mean? They all there laughing and giggling, even though like some stuff is about to happen. They shouldn't be laughing and giggling, but they finally in each other's presence. They've been in each other's body, no pun intended, but now they get to see each other. Now it's different. It's real. And when they say, I don't want to forget who you are. So let's write each other's names down. And the person couldn't do it. Heart melted, bro. And then what that person wrote on the other person's hands, heart re-melted, bro. This was great. This is the best thing I've seen in 2010. Your name would never be forgotten. And it shouldn't be. I mean, there's still people going to Japan to take pictures at the steps near the end of the movie. Like, they just want to take pictures there. And I want to go to Japan one day and do the same thing. So I want to say thank you to all these anime that came out. The ones I didn't even talk about here, but the ones I definitely talked about, for help molding me, getting me back in to anime in a strong, good way. And thank you to the channel, man. We're trying to do a lot here. We're trying to build here. We want to give our thoughts through the mediums we love. We want to use anything we like, pop culture, to express our feelings, right? To the people, because we want to connect. So please, thumbs up the video. If you don't like it, thumbs down. Leave a comment. Tell me your likes and dislikes. And I catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.